So, there are obvious improvements. Do you dance? Yes, I dance. Lev Petrovich, I want to ask you about one person. I will answer with pleasure. She is free now. Divorced, I mean. However, she is working in our spa only 6 months. Who are you talking about? About the person you're interested in. She was working before in the labor union spa, and before this she was a cab driver in the city. On the job she is referred to positively. Doesn't drink, but smokes, of course. Completely healthy. By the way, the personnel are subject to compulsory monthly medical examinations. It is your details. Why, it is very important. I want you to leave the spa healthier than when you came in, without any incidents. Your health is very valuable to me. And your position also. Goodbye. Please, Konstantin Gavrilovich, I'm listening. My visit is confidential. It should evidently remain between you and me. I am here with regard to Lev Petrovich. What is that familiarity he demonstrates? Is this in the spirit of changing times? I understand that it is perestroika now, but one should not forget about boundaries. Replace? Yes. Would you mind, Dr. Kondakov? Nikolai Evgenievich?
In the film Sons of Bitches, which is based on a real situation, a bureaucrat from the Ministry of Culture tries to tame a very popular progressive Moscow theater. The founding director of the theater did not return from a Western trip. A functionary from the Ministry of Culture, accompanied by an entourage of young party officials, arrives to bring an order to an unruly theater. He solicits from the actors a letter denouncing the director. First, he speaks to a younger actor, then asks the compliance of an older actor to fire the unruly ones.
And why not sign? Of course it can be signed, especially if it won't harm Georgy Petrovich anymore. Only please, compose the letter yourself. I will do a sloppy job. The letter is not important, but we need at least 10 signatures. In this case, this is the opinion of the theater. We can organize that, don't worry. And I expect this will be credited to me. What do you mean? How? It's a delicate matter. But you know, some awards, an apartment, a trip to Japan. And why suddenly Japan? Why, just a minute. Why suddenly? I'm working for you, aren't I? Listen, Gordinsky. Behave yourself. Why not? Let's bargain. And after all, the bigger the scoundrel, the more you have to pay. Either we collaborate or we don't. You're a bad joker, Gordinsky. A very bad joker. With your reputation, I would behave myself modestly. Ooh, there are already gossips. What a jealousy, what an envy. They are disturbed by my sexual health. With your sexual health, everything's okay. But the legality of your residence in Moscow, as far as I know. It is temporary residence, temporary. The director promised an apartment, but somehow it doesn't come through. Either the general secretary dies or the director doesn't return from abroad. Somehow luck escapes me. So, Gordinsky, if you don't gain some wisdom, soon you will be kicked out of Moscow. I can promise you that, especially that the theater doesn't appreciate you much. It's not so subtle. Not subtle at all. You know, I'm a delicate creature. I have to be brought more skillfully. What a pity. Such a pity. You were only inches apart. Gordinsky, fuck you. You have a rotten collective, Pyotr Yegorovich, rotten. Too much freedom Ryabinin gave to you, but it's okay, I will tame their egos. Pyotr Yegorovich, draft an order. Gvozdilova, Lusegin, and Gordinsky are being fired. What do you mean fired? You're exceeding your powers. You have no grounds to do so. I have no more than enough grounds. Do you need a formulation? Please. No ethical expressions with regard to Soviet party leaders. And let them be thankful that it's not the betrayal of the state clause. Yuri Mikhailovich, why so swift? There may be a scandal with Gvozdilova. There will be no scandal at all. The city party committee will support Yuri Mikhailovich, and I think the district party committee will support him too. But what to fire them for? Because the people follow their moral principles? Moral principles? One you know is almost fucking in public. Excuse me, Anna Kuzminichneva. The other is chasing his opponent with an axe in his hand, and with all of these, they still manage to have moral principles. Andrei Ivanovich, it's your scene. Please, it's your scene. Why so hard, Yuri Mikhailovich? Actors are easily excited. I've also been an actor some time ago. You know, I have a kind of impression that actors are slightly inhuman. They are very much like humans, but are not humans. Look at you, for instance. An old man, a war veteran, and the secretary of the party unit, but you let yourself appear in this office in such a clownish look. Perhaps you did not have time to wash and change. Or maybe you wanted to demonstrate your so-called independence. So what? This is my work costume? I am at home. Unlike you, I am not rebuking you for your uniform. So you're insulting now. Go on. Play, have fun. Only keep in mind, such boorishness I won't forgive. You don't threaten me, Mr. Boss. I'm already frightened. Much scary ones have frightened me. But I did not dry up, I recovered. Stop clowning. You're not on stage. Too many clowns out here. It's okay, I'll get all of you back to your senses, and you will crawl in front of me. Why you? Stop it. Stop shouting at him or I will hit you.
The following episodes highlight another tenet of organizational life, how organizations dealt with their clients and other organizations. The portrayal of this external aspect of organizational activity can vary from emphasizing the impersonal way people were treated by organizations to the extremely unjust attitudes of bureaucracy toward people. The following pieces focus on impersonal attitudes within bureaucracies and the ways connections and power work in relations between agencies and people and between agencies. This film, by the famous director Rязанов, A Forgotten Tune for the Flute, is a romantic comedy, as well as a biting satire against the prevailing order. A high-ranking official in a fictional super-regulatory agency, Leisure Time Directorate, falls in love with an ordinary nurse and has to choose between career and love. The opening episode of this, perhaps the most explicit anti-bureaucratic film of Soviet cinematography, tries to convey the general feeling of Soviet people in 1988, that bureaucracy, removed from everyday life of the ordinary people, was arrogant and impersonal. This message is communicated both through song and visually. The song tells what the bureaucrats do for a living and why they are so proud of doing nothing but pushing a paper. Visually, it shows how the morning traffic is stalled at a busy crossroads, because the car of some high functionary tries to cross it without any delays, and people in public transportation are contrasted with officials who are driven to work in their office cars.
Мы гордимся общественным строем, мы бумажные важные люди, мы и были, и